What's going on, traders? Can you hear me? Welcome. Welcome to another live stream. Now, guys, I have been out for about a week. I apologize, maybe longer. Had some stuff come up with family. Just timing for the market open bell. Not going to work out anymore. I may have to do some early market, pre-market trading. Or may just have to stick to some recap videos later today. Either way, I am back, and we're going to be doing some like this: how to find reversals to trade, or how to trade reversal patterns. Very useful. I know this video comes at a weird time. Again, scheduling is thing, especially with the family. So moving forward, I'm not sure exactly how I want to go about the channel, but we have crossed over 6,000 subscribers. So I do just want to say thank you to everyone who's supporting me, supporting the channel, and overall just wants to learn more about investing in general. Definitely check out our channel, Johnny Trades on YouTube. Check that out. 6,000 subscribers, and my goal is simple: just to help educate you guys on how to stock market. A lot of information here that you can use to your advantage. So definitely check that out, guys. Okay. I appreciate you guys all being patient now. Now, how to trade reversal patterns. We're going to go over that right now. How to find them, how you can use them to your advantage. It's going to be quite simple for us to do. I got the chat open, so if you guys have any questions, definitely feel free and ask if those questions do come up. Okay. So Mara is looking really nice. We have traded this in the past, right in this area, buying at 15. Selling up as high as 16. I didn't hold up all the way to $18, but from 15 to $18 was very significant, very small amount of time for Mara. Ticker symbol MARA. It does follow crypto. Buying as low as $15 right here on that green line and holding up to these $18 levels. Seen a 20% profit in 6 to 7 days. So in 1 week, have made 20% profit very easily, very nicely, very quality trade, and we can identify that only till later due to a breakout. As you see, once it broke out in this area, we got some very nice interest, and the volume went up very nicely all in 1 day, moving pre-market from 16 to 18, making 12% single day. Majority of that 20% was made in 1 day. Now, it has been selling off for a few days. It did catch me here. I thought it was going to bounce on support here at 1608. It didn't bounce. Did trade it, and so now it is a resistance level, and I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it since October 4th. We're now October 10th. So that would have been, geez, that would have been 6 days or so, something like that. We are now on the 10th. So I traded it here, made a little bit of money, not much. Had bought at 16 shares at 15.18, sold at 15.70. So very little. I think it was like $20 or so. And then took a break. 1, 2, 3, 4 days technically off out of the market since the 4th of October. Do apologize, guys, for that inconvenience here. That has been a solid 6 days, and so again, I do apologize. I appreciate everyone who is coming in. So moving forward, we are back at these support levels, and I haven't touched it. I said, you know what, I'm just going to get away from crypto for a minute just to see what it's doing. I actually didn't trade anything all week long. Again, just took some time off, and so now that we're back, we're seeing that it's at support. I did have a bell right around here. I believe it was like 15 and some change. That's where the previous support was, where I sold. about 15.35. That if it drops below 15, I may consider buying more, and it did. And then this actually alerted as well. My alert up at 1670 was alerted previously. So even recently with this pullback from 18 to 14 again, missing out on that 20% and waiting um, to come back down about 17 to 18%, did a little bit faster than we wanted it to, or a little faster, which is great for us. Buying in at these 14 and $15 levels again, and possibly even selling at 16, that's 7% profit, or even selling at 1670-ish, that's a 10% profit right there, very nicely on that little move, pushing up, touching that resistance there very nicely, and then crashing below this, which was support, right? This was a resistance, broke above it. Now it came back down. It came below this alert, which triggered today, and I did delete it now just so that way it wouldn't keep alerting me on my phone because it just kept going off and going off and going off. I was like, okay, so now over the next few days, we can see that this is starting to set up for a nice reversal again. It sold off about 10%, and we could potentially see this go up anywhere from 7 to potentially 10% again, based on what crypto does. Now, it could even go up to highs of $18, which would be incredible. That'd be over a 20% move all over again from where it was. So it's starting to kind of form like this W shape, a double bottom. Very possible that this could go up to 18. So this might be the point where we decide as traders, hey, this might be a good opportunity to actually load up here and get some shares. So for um, assumption here, I've been taking this trade. If it's still continuing to rise come morning, goes up to like say 1550, then I may consider buying. If it's still around here at 15 or even lower, I may consider getting more down in this little range here. But right now it's a little overextended for me. Could come down a little bit more, so we'll wait to see what happens tomorrow. But in that scenario, say tomorrow we wake up, it's here at $15 or so. I buy, say, 100 shares. It's about 1,500 bucks. Even if it goes up to $16, that's $100 automatically. Uh, if it goes up to the $17, which is just slightly above this 1687, that's about $200. And then if it were to go up, obviously, to 18 bucks, we'd see closer to $300. So very clean trade, very simple. Now, it doesn't mean it has to happen this way, but based on what Bitcoin is doing, where we're kind of watching it, we knew last week when I drew this line on the 25th, and it actually played out very nicely. It played out a little bit sooner, a little sooner than I wanted it to, right? So let me go to undo. From where I drew it here, it actually played out even sooner and made a little bit more of a drastic move down to 59,000. I thought it was going to hit about 61,000. 60,500 to 61,000. Now this went up, pulled back, and now I'm thinking since Mara won't be tradable after my time, which will be, what is it, 6 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock Eastern. So, like, 1 more hour, 3 more hours, my bad. 3 more hours to trade. If Bitcoin sells off a little, great. Tomorrow we'll go back to that previous level that we wanted to go to. But if Bitcoin starts showing signs of it going up, that's when we can see the opportunity to take advantage, make some money, as it will go up, almost like this double bottom that we just showcased right here, the channel, Mara. Okay, now these are somewhat correlated. Obviously, Mara is a Bitcoin mining company. They're also one of the largest holding companies, and they actually have one of the fastest hash rates to mine Bitcoin. I don't know why I'm doing this with my hand, but anyways, to mine Bitcoin. So definitely an opportunity. Now, along with the crypto market, we could see Riot push up very nicely, as it's had that kind of W-shaped pattern as well. I go to the polyline here, it pushed up 1, 2, 3, 4, and a possible extension back up to maybe where it was previously. So that would be very nice to see. Um, Bito, same thing. Polyline from lows to highs to lows to highs to lows. Possible bounce back up to $19, maybe 2 cents per share, or $2 per share, sorry. And HUT also with that nice push up, bounced, oops, came down. I like this polyline thing. This is nice. Bounced up, came down, bounced up slightly, came down, and now potential bounce. So we're all definitely looking at the same setup potentially. But overall, I like to trade Mara. This is one of the main companies I trade inside this crypto market. Mara's looking really, really good as far as price target goes. Average high 90 days, average rating 90 is at $20. A really low 90-day street low would be at $12, but just don't really seeing that happen. So, um, price targets right around 21, 27. We could also look at it here. Highs at 27, average 20, lows at 12. Average is 15. So, you load up in these waves, in these cycles that are coming up, right? If you could trade in these cycles where buy on these support levels that are low, sell majority when it's high, and then wait for it to come back down, you can make a nice decent amount of money. So yeah, guys, quick, short little live stream here for everyone. Been about 12 minutes. I feel like that's good for the day. I want to try to keep you guys informed, up to date. There is a lot going on. This is how to find good setups. And if you understand how to trade a reversal setup like this, then you can make some really decent money here. If you can trade this reversal and be patient, you can make decent money, right? Understanding that this is the high, waiting for it to come down here, loading up, and then selling at these high points. See, I sold way too early, and then waiting for it to come back down, buying, and then selling at those high points again. So very good to understand the value of how to invest in reversal setups. So that's what I look for. I draw these lines out, I save them on my watch list, and I just constantly update them, keep looking at like TQQQ. Looks extremely overbought right now. It's at those highs again. Doesn't mean it can't continue to go up. It is bullish, but recently, since the 4th, since I've been out, it was actually bearish and it was going up. It was coming down. It almost looks like as if Bitcoin might even start being somewhat correlated to the markets. And I wouldn't be surprised after how long crypto's been around now, and with these ETFs that are correlated or that are invested in Bitcoin, I am not surprised to see that it's somewhat correlated with Bitcoin, right? Finally, after all this time, which hasn't been that long, Bitcoin and the stock market are actually kind of starting to be a lot more in the same wave and sync with each other, which is very, very, I think, historical. Anyways, TQQ being overbought would potentially put you in that mindset of, hey, potentially SQQQ is now oversold and now might be an area of interest at this $7.10 mark. Again, a nice area of reversal from 710 up to 787, still providing an 11% profit in about 7 days. Now, 11% is fantastic. I aim for about 10% a week, so I'm showcasing to you what I do, and like what my process is to find these 10% a week setups. Now, I do still day trade, and day trading is fun and it is also challenging. Making 2% a day after you get to a certain point can be more challenging because now you're trying to make, say, um, 200 or $300 with 2 or 3 grand, or more, or 10 grand, right? Okay, so you have 10 grand, you're trying to make 2 or 3%, $200 or $300. Now, with that said, if you have a 10% on a day with 10 grand and it's 10%, then you make $1,000 for the week, and you actually did very little. You didn't have to make as many trades. You didn't have to be attached to your computer, and actually you didn't have to day trade as much or take on as many trades in general. Overall, you're looking for these quality setups that you could potentially hold for up to a week. Okay. Now, SQQQ, potentially you could have traded a few different times throughout the day. Like this would have been a nice day trade here, 7% day trade right there, very nice. And now we're getting to that setup here where it's at that $7 mark. So it was a very nice upside down reversal, but what goes down usually has to go up and vice versa, up goes down. So if markets begin to sell off, then we can see SQQQ, which is a 3 times leveraged uh, inverse ETF, okay? Meaning if the markets sell off and do poorly, this will actually do well. It will actually begin to go up. So we could see another, 8%, 7, 8% nicely off of that market run. But this is basically you'd be able to short the market without actually shorting market. Okay, and I know that the market is very overbought at the moment. We've had lows of 47 recently, but highs of 85, so very huge swing, right? From 85, 86 to 47, back up to $75 where we are now. So these are very small swings. And what I'm thinking could potentially be some upward momentum. But we are getting a lot of resistance now at $75 like we have in the past. So again, waiting for confirmation, understanding your patterns, and knowing that, hey, is this overbought? We see this actually break 75 this week. If so, maybe I invest in TQQQ, which is a triple leveraged ETF for the market. So when the market does very well, TQQ will do very well 3 times as much as good. Okay? And it's cheaper. So if this does pass 75 and go up to 85, it could potentially be a 13% profit. Whereas SQQQ, if the market begins to sell off very drastically from 75, potentially start coming back down either to this trend line to $71 or potentially down even further back to 68, which is highly unlikely, then SQQQ would then be able to pop up to potentially this level, 774, or maybe even as high as $8, resulting in a 14% profit. So whether it be potentially, 14%, I need another, this is bugging me. Whether it be, 7% or even as high as 14%, I'm very curious to see what happens in the market this week. And these are just 2 companies that we're looking at, 2 stocks or ETFs that you can trade. You don't need to worry about all the noise. You don't need to worry about all the other top gainers on the day. Like, look at this. Look how many there are. There are so many. And as I do like to trade them, if you don't catch them when the news is happening in that moment, you could be dead in the water holding on to shares you can't trade, or actually going down and losing money in an instant. So day trading is definitely very risky. Trading in general is very risky. I want to make sure you guys get the best quality setups here. And I want you guys to know the alternatives for each. Now we could go over JNUG and JDST, but maybe we'll leave that for another video. If you guys feel like this one did a good job, you guys thought this was educational, informational, or overall just interesting, then definitely smash the like button for me. And I believe that's where we're going to end it here. So we're looking at the market overall. Interesting to see what QQQ does this week, as we've had some huge swings. And then we're also looking at crypto. Don't have to make it complicated. Very simple, very easy to understand. And we're only going to be trading either TQQQ because the market's going up, or SQQQ. Market's going down, same with crypto. We're only going to be trading Mara. That's it. So 3 companies, technically only 2 because we're going to pick one of the other. And I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow and later this week in general. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your time. Like always, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Just cleared over 6,000 subscribers. Do me a favor and definitely join a fast-growing community of like-minded individuals who want to do all the same thing, just learn how. Stock market. Appreciate your time. You all have a great day.